Get an off-grid setup from Extreme Auto Caravan and Camping. Check out this ROADOWL. G'day guys, welcome to a new age off-grid setup from Extreme Auto Caravan and Camping. This setup allows the use of the air conditioning, the microwave, the induction cooker, the toaster, all of their household devices, the washing machine, the kettle, hairdryer, all of that can be used off-grid, all from batteries and solar. That's what this setup allows these guys to do. Let's get into some tech and I'll give you the rundown of what's going on. All right, this is a brand new age ROADOWL, and it's on the medium to large scale of solar setups we've done. So we managed to squeeze 4 225 watt exotronic panels. We could have actually got 6 up there, but old mate is going to upgrade later on if he wishes, if he sees that the amount of solar that we've put on this roof isn't enough. Now this one a little different. We've kept his 200 watt panel on the roof running through the BM Pro system, which we've reprogrammed to a certain degree. So he's got a single 200 watt panel running through the BM Pro, and that is charging this system. Now you can't see its solar production under the little solar display on the Victron screen, but you can see its total. In other words, the bottom left of the screen where the battery is, or if you were to log onto the battery through the shunt, you are still able to see that charge rate coming in. Look, I don't know what it's going to do, but he said keep it on the roof and we'll see how things go. So guys, there are 4 225s on the roof. So there are 3 at the rear, and then we've put 1 just in front of the existing 200 watt panel. We could actually replace his 200 and put a 225 there and another 225 at the front. So that would give him like a crazy amount of power, and his roof would be pretty much covered. So this ROADOWL has no shading issues at the rear. There's only 1 hatch in the ensuite for this, which is right near the shower. So there's no shading issues at the rear whatsoever. So we're able to squeeze 3 of them at the rear, and then the other one along the driver's side here. So 2 of the 225 exotronic panels are being fed into 1 of the Victron charge controllers. That's the 50 amp model, and we've done the other 2 into the 50 amp model again. Now the reason for the 50 amp models is because of the upgrade. Should he want to add those 2 extra panels later on, There's no need to change any infrastructure that we've done for him. It is a matter of just buying 2 more panels and getting on the roof and fitting them. We do that for that reason, so you don't have to change anything. Now, so we got what, 900 plus, you know, so what's that, 225, 450, it's 900 plus 200, so that's, you know, 1100 watts. Like, that's pretty good. Like 1100 watts with portable solar. You can add portable solar to this. So there's an Anderson plug existing on the side of this. So should our mate want to run a 250 watt panel, he can plug that in and it will come into this and be seen as a total up on the battery monitor. All the Victron fruit on this, guys. So there is the Orion 30 amp DC charger down here for vehicle charging. So we've rewired and run thicker cables through his drawbar. So that'll pump in 30 amps while he's driving, as well as the solar that'll come in on top of it. Combined charge. Solar and vehicle combined charging. So if the sun's up, 11, 12 o'clock, you're pumping in over 1,000 watts, that Orion will keep pumping in power on top of that number. It will not cut one out, right? It will not prioritize. It'll use both to charge. This system can do that. Here's the Victron multiplus 12 3120 amp inverter charger. This is the multi-1. A lot of questions get thrown around. Why do we use the multi-1? Why do we use more of the multi-1s than the multi-2s? Size. Physical size, guys, that's it. You're going to see jobs with them, without them. We did a bush tracker recently. Under their beds, you've got like over a meter. Put it on the wall, perfect size. The multi-1, it's kind of a square unit. That's why you're going to see them on their back all the time with enough fencing around it to be able to, you just lay them down better. You can see that they fit under most cafe lounge areas, under beds of caravans. You can pretty much fit them anywhere. That's why we use more of them than the multi-2s. Now, there is very heavy-duty stuff going on here. So there's all the LMI bus fuses down here, which I'm going to show you guys shortly. We'll zoom up on it. The cerboGX is there with the Touch 50. And all of these products are fully monitored on that, up on the VRM portal as well. So once this is on the internet, if he connects it to Starlink or some sort of modem or even hotspots it on his phone, we are able to view his system remotely for programming, for graphs, for all sorts of data. If he wants to firmware update, if their Victron release a better looking screen, well, he gets that. And you know, you guys get this stuff too if you go for one of these setups. 95mm square cabling from the inverter through the shunts and through the Busman master fuse, which is all back there. And lots of venting, guys. You know, I'm a massive advocate for venting. You guys have seen it heaps. So there's one on the side of this here, and there's one on the front here. So there's full airflow around this. We put vents on the back of the solar controllers. Not a requirement, but we do it. The cooler they run, the more efficient they are. These are the facts, and you just do the best you can. Now, this isn't too enclosed, this environment. It's actually quite open. There's the tunnel boot is through here, which I'll show you in a second, and there's the wheel arch just there. So the wheel arch has these big sort of 60mm gaps that run all the way through, and there's a lot of airflow around this. So I don't see sort of any sort of heating issues down here. Plus, look at all the vents. Like we've gone to town on it, and even the access through this door here. You know, it's a massive 200 by 200 by 250 vent. So quite a, you know, 2 of them on either side. Quite a large ventilation here. Smartshunt is down there. Really tough to see. You never need to get to it. This all is concealed, and yeah, battery location. Come with me. So we're in line with the new standards that are being brought in. There's the batteries. Completely sealed off from the habitable area. So this is a kind of like a side boot. There's the through boot on the NEWAGE, and that's the side boot. So it's a little cheeky boot area that he put the his silage hose and his water hose in, and he can still do that. We haven't actually taken anything out of here. We've just moved things around so he can fit it. Master isolation here, as well as a 40mm vent. So that's a vent, and we put you know, to stop dust from coming in, and we put a little sort of cap there, so do not cover vent. And it's all sealed off. Like, this is completely away from the habitable area, and it does comply to the new standards. PowerPaul batteries in this, guys. So 2 of, so 310 amp hours each. So he's got like 620 amp hours to get this system off grid. And then this NEWAGE is the GREE air conditioner. Now, you guys that have these, or that have seen my other videos where we run the GREE air conditioning off grid, they're not too bad on batteries. I'm actually quite impressed with them. They're not an inverter style air conditioner, so they do cut in and cut out quite hard, and it will knock your roof, and you'll hear that kind of clunk, but they're not bad. You know, like it's pretty cold here in Adelaide, and I set it for 26 on heat. I think it was only like 14 degrees this morning. It only took like 20 minutes to warm this van up. We're at temperature, it's cycled off. So it's not too bad. Even on heat, I thought it would draw a lot more energy than what it does, but we'll crank it up and I'll show you what it draws. And we'll go 30 just to kick it in. So we'll go 30. Is that 30 heat? Yeah. Oh, there it is. What is she running at? Remember what I also said, so most reverse cycle air conditioners are not as efficient on heat as they are cool. And on cool, it was only about 650 to 750 watts. So this is like 900 and something watts. But because it puts out a fair amount of heat, it's cycled off really quick. So the layout of this van is well insulated. Like this is the, what they call that, the east-west bed. I love it. I reckon it's a great layout. You've got more space, plenty of cupboard space up there, but the enclosure in here isn't super big. So in other words, this little gree, I call them a little gree because they're not a big air conditioner. Even when you get on the roof and you see them, the physical width and length and height, they're only a small little thing, but by golly, they're putting out a bit of heat. She would have hit the 1,000 watt mark. Yeah, there we go. So it's 1,000 watts now, but I've put it on, so 30. Now we've got this cut in the temperature. I'll show you how warm it already is in here. Let's go 26 heat. Let's see if it cuts out. Let's see how long it takes to cut out anyway. So I had it on like 25. It got the temperature pretty quick. And when you hear the compressor stop running, obviously it's reached temperature in here, and then you'll hear it kick back in to bring that temperature back up or down. So basically cutting in and cutting out, as the thermostat needs to. While we're waiting for that, guys, Thetford 3-way fridge here, and we have the Swift hot water service. So we gave these guys the option to be able to run their 3-way fridge from batteries. Now I know you're thinking, what do I mean by that? Well, I'll show you what I mean. So if we set the fridge over to manual, now we're free camping, okay? So there's no shore power here. We are free camping. We're off grid. We're not running from the grid at all, right? That's represented here in this red box. Otherwise that would have lit up. So we are inverting, that's what we're pulling. Now take note of it's about 1,000 watts. This is on gas at the moment. I'll light it back up. Oh, come on, there it is. Now if I select power, let's say you run out of gas. Take note, it's not flashing. So it is sensed power now. Check this out. Let's wait for it to kick in. Is that kicked in yet? Yeah, it's on power. Maybe it hasn't cycled in. Normally they're around about the 200 to 250 watt mark when they're on power, and then you would manually select your power source. If you kept it on auto with our bypass switch on, it will sense automatically the inverter and go over to mains. So when you turn the bypass switch off and run in manual mode, what you're allowed to do is actually bypass the system. Whoop. Hear that? That fan just cycled off. Sorry guys, we're going to catch this while we're doing it live. I can still hear the compressor running. The fan just dropped back. But that is like so hot, the air coming out of that. So back to the bypass. So with the bypass of the fridge, you would only ever run your 3-way fridge with the bypass switch on when you run out of gas. We do this as an option for customers when they request it. It is really warm in here. Surely this thing will shut down shortly. We've also fitted 4 Sirocco fans for these guys. So location 1, and they are fully, pivotable. You can move them around. Bed area, location 2, up here. So there's 2 of them there, beautifully located. They look really good. They set it off, the black ones. And then in the bunk bed down here, I only wanted 1 in the bunk. I don't think they're using the top one, but got the bunk bed area here, so that'll blow cold air that way. That's where the head is. Or maybe I'll drop it back to 25. I want this thing to cycle if I don't have all day to do a video for you guys. Oh, I just caught it. I paused the video really quickly because it was taking too long. Probably about 6 minutes. And there we go. So that air conditioner is now shut down. It's like a low idle, I guess you could say. I can still hear the fan. And then that's just what the obviously what the fan's using up here in the AC loads here. Cool bananas. So what's going on down here is there's the cerboGX. There's the Orion 30 DC to DC charger for vehicle charging. That's one of the 50 amp controllers taking care of the rear solar array, and that's the other solar controller, 50 amp solar controller, taking care of the front array. And down there, the red is the LMI bus fuses. We're going to master in, and then we split off. So chargers are over here in form, so left to right, and labelled accordingly. Master 12 volt on the far right there, got a 50 coming into it. And we've done, tough to see, but down there, a little label, that was the diesel heater, horribly installed. So we've, if you guys saw the photo I put up on Facebook under the story there, it was a horrible mess under here. This panel is just all coiled up cables, and it's tough to see, but we've just put it in conduit and just made it a little bit neater for old mate. It's horrible, would have fallen down. So that's the Odyssey link for the tanks for the BM Pro. It looked like they just stuffed all the cables up on top of the wheel arch, and as soon as you take this panel off, it's exposed. But mate, it is much better, and we've P-clamped all the diesel heater cabling in. Whoever fitted the diesel heater, don't get me started with that one, but either way, that's the outcome. Much neater, all trunking, all on high gauge cable, hydraulically crimped lugs, and this is the outcome. It just looks neat, it adds to the value of the van, and it just bloody works. There's the multiplus 12 3120 amp inverter charger. There, you can just kick back in. Here's your 95mm cable. I kept it orange for you guys. And smart shunts down there, a bit tricky to see, and there's the Busman labelled fuse just at the back there. Still easily accessible. Obviously I've got this lid off. If you took this lid off, it's even easier, but I can still access it there if that fuse ever needs to be changed out for whatever silly reason. It does. Venting, 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 venting. Nice and neat. All of this is concealed, completely out of the way. You wouldn't even know the system was there. Absolutely perfect. There we go, guys. I thought I'd touch on the new battery standards. So this NEWAGE has an awesome layout for that. So it's actually got the tunnel boot that runs right through under the bed here, but it's also got that cheeky side hatch. Now if you see the positioning of what we're dealing with here, you know, whether this is a chase lounge, a cafe lounge, or the big club lounge, keeping the batteries in that external environment but really close to the system is crucial. So it's good to see that caravan manufacturers are actually building vans with this in mind. The original battery for this was really horrible. It was behind the fridge, right behind the wheel arch, so 35 kilos behind the wheel arch there, and it was you know, obviously just an AGM standard battery, but the modification to bring that system inside wasn't a massive deal. You know, it is the BM Pro system, so thankfully a lot of things now are labeled. So it takes a lot of hard work for me and Riley to de-engineer a system and then re-engineer to relabel it, which just takes time and money, really. If you don't, you know, open up your van's battery lid outside and have a look at all the fuses, and I can bet you sure as shit you'll find most of your fuses don't have labels on them. NEWAGE are good, they actually put labels on them. There's so many manufacturers that do not put labels on their fuses. So you've got no idea what's blown or what to look at if something doesn't work. So you just know something doesn't work, So you've got to sit there and check every fuse. It'd be so much quicker, you guys will relate to this, if you can see the label and go, oh yeah, that's what doesn't work, I'll look at that fuse. You're done. But no, they don't do it like that. So either way, I'll take you up the cupboard real quick. This is the BM Pro. So the factory HA BM Pro still in situ. It just does not charge anymore from mains, but old mate wanted to keep his solar, like I said. So the solar still runs through this. We have programmed this to suit the battery system and our charge algorithm that we match up with Victron. So in other words, this is combining its charge with our system. The side solar input still goes through this. So there's no separate DC charger like a lot of my other videos. You know, we had to scale it back for old mate, but he's using this for his side solar input and his existing 200 watt panel on the roof. Like I said, we've just programmed it for lithium and the correct voltage output. It just does not mains charge anymore. It still acts as a 12 volt distribution, so he still controls all of the 12 volt on this Caravan, just like any system with a BM Pro in it. You still turn your loads on and off from here. So all your 12 volt stuff, so your master switch still works. See? So you still turn your van on for the 12 volt, your pump and all that up here. Nothing changes. You still do it. All right, so you still turn it on. You have to turn it on. Your lights will come on, your pump can come on, it's got a separate switch. But any battery information, don't even look at it. It's always going to show full, or even this moment discharging, but it'll never, ever be accurate for the battery monitoring. That's why we put this one here. This is what you live by. Whatever this says goes. This is your answer to everything. You want to see what where your batteries are? You just look at this. We are 96% state of charge. That thing's running flat out, 934 watts. Happy days. Easy as, guys. Like and subscribe. Hit me up with some comments. If you've got any questions, give us a call, message. Probably heard my phone going off a minute ago. I always call people back when I get a free moment. So, cool bananas. New age off-grid setup. 620 amp hours of lithium batteries. 8 kilowatt hours. We've got 1100 watts of solar with all of the Victron fruit. 50 amp chargers, 30 amp Orion, cerboGX Touch 50, the Victron multiplus 12, 3120 amp inverter charger. All factory integrated. You can hear the air conditioner running. We've got microwaves going, fridges is back up, hot water service is back up. If these guys run out of gas, they can put their hot water service on mains power from the inverter, superheat their water. These guys are covered. This setup will allow this little family to go away for like really long time, a real long time, off grid, away from caravan parks. Don't book it anywhere, just wing it, deal with everything that comes at you, guys. Thanks for watching.